Hi Pisces. Hello, there it is. Welcome to your reaching out video. There'll be two readings in this video, not dependent on each other, so they're going to be independent. I'm just putting it together because both of the readings are about reaching out. So the first one I'm going to do is taking a look at will your person be reaching out, what their motivation is, why, how they feel about it, how they feel about you. So there's that. And then the second reading, which will be timestamped, is going to be should you reach out. They're independent of each other because I didn't want it to be like, well, you know, if they don't feel like reaching out, I didn't want that to detour you or to feel like the situation was connected, like, well, then I shouldn't reach out. So everybody gets access, meaning this isn't dependent upon that. So that way, this doesn't have to resonate with you to make this reading also resonate. Do you know what I mean? You can just show up for one or the other, and that's that. There we go. All right. However, it could be that they do connect, but it's not my intention for that to happen. Sometimes that does happen, though. It's like, oh, here's the flip side of that, but it happens sometimes, sometimes not. All right, so second thing is shout out to Tyler's Tarot, who also does Should You Reach Out and Will They Reach Out videos. He's been doing it for quite some time, much longer than I have. I've just now worked it into my rotation. It's a thing for me, but I just want to give credit where credit's due. He's been doing it for quite some time. He's the only one that I know of that's doing it. I'm sure there's countless others. I don't get out much or get around much in the YouTube tarot sphere, but there you go. Anyway, credit where credit's due. Love and support to him. Check him out. I have his link in the description box below. Just check him out if you get a chance. All right, if you haven't already, let's be honest. I mean, it's Tyler Patrick, Tyler's Tarot. The other two shout outs go to Stormy Grace, she's an astrologer, and Suit of Cups Tarot. So a lot of love and support to them, and hopefully you get a chance to stop by and check them out. Show them some, show them some love and support. Gosh dog it, well look at that, there's a love and support right there. Yay. There it is. All right, Pisces. Okay. Oh, and also this could resonate other than romantic love. I have intended for this to be romantic love reading. This could resonate otherwise, friendship, family, passion project, job, career, that sort of thing. All right, Pisces. Will they reach out? What's going on, Pisces? Pisces. Oh, they're thinking about it. Page of Cups. Okay. Let's do it right here. Yeah, okay. Not too sure of how serious they are about it, though, because we got the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups. That looks weird. And the Three of Cups. So this is someone that kind of likes the way things are right now and kind of likes doing their own thing and partying and indulging or not, or just spending a lot of social time doing what they want with whom they want. This could also be a situational meet with you that just made them really happy and has piqued their interest again. They still feel that something. So that remains to be seen, which it is. Okay, so we got the Chariot here. Is it going to be crooked? No. Okay. Death. The Moon. Crikey. Queen of Wands. Hermit. Knight of Pentacles. King of Wands. Ten of Swords. Two of Cups. Oof. Okay. So this is someone that's like, you look at this, it's kind of definitive, the ending here. Whatever you've gone through together, this is, we got feeling like it's over, or perhaps that you think it's over with them. And then we've got, okay, we got the other one in here. He's shuffling and talking to me. He doesn't bring me laundry, though. What's Sorry, 1 second. What's this death about? It's Scorpio. Could be Scorpio, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Sagittarius, Aries, Virgo. What's this death about? Do they think you think it's over, or they think it's over? What's this ending about? Okay. Okay. Well, 2 of Cups. That's kind of okay. So there's no more unified love here. No more coupleship. No more being in love. No more relationship. Basically, what's this 10 of Swords? Oof. What's this Queen of Wands? What's this Queen of Wands about? So we got the Knight of Pentacles right here too. This is someone that was just hasn't really been able to let go of how things ended or why things have ended. It looks like there was an issue of security. And what's this Knight of Pentacles about? It could be Taurus. What's this Knight of Pentacles about? What's this Chariot about? Okay, what's this King of Wands about? Oh, Pisces, hold on a minute. Is this someone that wants to make it up to you? What's this King of Wands about? So this is someone that hasn't been doing well with the way things have ended. It's been quite profound for them. That they have really been going through it as far as processing the ending. I think there's a part of them that still can't believe it, or they still feel like, wait, what happened? And yet they knew it wasn't a good situation, but at the same time they're just like, but wait. It's like they're still kind of negotiating. They've never really gotten over it. There's still kind of that emotional attachment. It might be small at this point. Might be something they're kind of entertaining, but it's almost like you two weren't on the same page. This was, you two just weren't on the same page. Someone could have been dragging their feet with just being actively participatory in the relationship, being what you need, contributing, that sort of thing. Whereas you're like, you know what, I'm ready to go. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And she or he just wasn't there. They weren't showing up. And now, or it could be that they were focused on the security and stability, whereas you might have wanted to go do this or go do that. You just weren't on the same page. And now they're hoping that over time, I think they're kind of hoping for a reconciliation over time. Also boobies. But it kind of, I think they want to fix it. I think they blame themselves. I think they want to apologize. And I think they want to see if enough time has gone by now to where you be kind of open to talking. This ending hit them pretty darn quick, and for as much as it was a painful, traumatic ending, they haven't been able to see their way out of it. And as much as they acknowledge that you two were on different wavelengths or different pages, whatnot, they still want to see if there's any way that there can be forward movement, if we can in fact take that opposite energy, those opposite interests, and still find some way to have them work out. And even though it might not make sense to do that, it's like they still want to try. Because we got the Two of Cups and Justice here. This is someone that wants to apologize, but they also feel like you were their person. Like there was just that, fit there. And I think there also might be a little bit of shame. Like, well, I don't want it to be because of me that this didn't work out. Like I feel badly about that. Interesting little side tidbit there. Okay, so what's this Moon card? It could be Pisces or Cancerian, Aquarius, Libra, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Aries, Scorpio. I went through that already. All right, so what's this moon card about? Yeah, see, that's just, golly, they're halfway in and halfway out. They still feel connected to you, but they don't understand it. They can't see their way out of this. They're still struggling with it. This right here is just like this right here. They're still struggling with the ending and seeing their way out of it, seeing past it. And this is someone that, for all intents and purposes, they're very, it's almost like they're quite happy with the way things are right now. But you are never far from their thoughts, and they do think about you and the relationship, and they would like to think that enough time has passed so that if they do reach out, if they do kind of, you know, hey, hi, how are you? How's it going? But that it could also lead to potential future choices. Like it's not about reconciliation. But I think they're hoping that enough time's gone by that just kind of talking and reinserting themselves in your life would eventually lead to other things, would eventually kind of open some doors, shall we say, because they're still quite connected to you, and they don't understand what happened, why it happened, how it happened. Round and round they go. What's it? Look at this. We got the Two of Cups and the Two of Cups here. Yeah. What's this Two of Cups about for Pisces? Okay. What's this Hermit about? Pisces, what's this Hermit about? 2 9s, that's news, right? No, it's receipt. That's understanding and awareness. Well, that's always good. What else for Pisces? What's this Hermit about? Yeah, okay, so what's going to happen is this person, I think they want to reach out. I don't know that they will yet. I don't know. It's going to depend on your personal situation, but it's going to be a timing thing for them. Like they're going to be sitting there thinking, has enough time gone by? And it's going to be a challenge to get them to, not that you're going to get them, but it's going to be a challenge for them to actually get up and do it and take the initiative. Because I think they want it to lead to something eventually, but right off the bat, no, because they still kind of don't know what they want either. They just keep kind of renegotiating or visiting this ending and the way it ended and why it ended, and they still can't believe it, even though there's two kind of different not opposing, but just different energies here. And yet they're still hopeful that somehow, some way, they can kind of marshal that and still find you and them on the same page. Things are still really murky and cloudy for them. They know, they still feel that connection, but they can't make sense of what happened and why, and yet they understand that they understand the why, but they can't make sense of it. And that's very nuanced, isn't it? Huh. Okay, what else for Pisces? That's the damnedest thing. They understand it, they just have a hard time making sense of it. Logically they know, but I think there's a disconnect with how they feel and how they feel intuition and emotionally. They understand why, but they are having a hard time, I guess, accepting it, processing it, internalizing it, having it fit. It's never sat well with them the way things have ended. What's this? For Pisces, yeah. For Pisces. Okay, so we got the Tower, and we've got, where am I going to put this? The Cross. Huh. Okay. So the Tower is the Six of Swords. So that could be transitioning or for working things out, coming together to figure something out and resolve. And the Cross is the last card in the Lenormand deck, and that's about things being in crisis. It's about someone that doesn't accept responsibility, or because they do what they do. Somebody else always has to kind of cover for them or take up the slack, be accountable. So we got 6 of Swords and 6 of Wands. So that's, wow, transitioning and forward movement to kind of being on the same page, working together. Who knew? Huh. Oh, sorry, I don't think I got to the Tower. So this is, well, it's something that's, this could be the past. This is something that stands the test of time. It's kind of this structure for protection. So it can be very isolating and lonely, but it's also, there could be some, could be very protective and very reassuring, depending on, you know, how you look at it. This is about experience. This is about, it's kind of hierophantish in the sense of it being stable over time and a structure, again with the cold and loneliness, but it could also offer comfort and reprieve. This is very different than the Tarot Tower. So is it that this relationship was disconnected and someone felt kind of like they were holding everything together because somebody else wasn't very accountable? Somebody else just kind of did their own thing, you know, let's go here, let's do this, da, 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 da. And someone else always had to kind of be the responsible one or the stable one, or toe the line, so to speak, because somebody else just couldn't be bothered. And that caused a lot of, obviously, if you guys are broken up especially, but a lot of pain in the relationship, a lot of feeling like someone didn't matter, or they just, two different energies. One stable, one wanting stability and security, and the other one either not capable of providing that or not interested in that. Either way, it left somebody else holding the bag, quite honestly. And yeah. And okay, so do they get it now? Is that why they're wanting to reach out? Or but it's not going to be immediate though. This is going to be over time. But it feels like it's like, okay, has enough time gone by so that I can reach out now? But then it's like, they still want to wait. So they can't, because they can't figure it out. That's why, because of this moon here. So they're not going to be making any moves. They want to. They're not going to be making any moves though, because they're still going to be like, so they're still going to be really connected to you mentally and emotionally, and still going round and round about this ending. But we have the Hangman here. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything about how they feel. Not doing anything about how they feel. Look at that. And then here you are kind of on your own. Contemplating what you want. Okay. So even though they might want the connection, they're still not doing anything about it. And then there you are, kind of going at it alone, doing your own thing, being your own sense of security, figuring out what you want, starting to kind of move away from this. Maybe you already have, but they're still very attached. The funny thing is, you probably haven't heard from them. But they're still going round and round about this ending. They want to reach out. Will they? In time. And even in time, it's like, that's a possibility. But this kind of says it all. It's like this attach, avoid right here. This whole thinking about it, being very connected to it internally, but not doing anything outwardly to establish a connection, because not enough time has gone by, or they just are hoping that in time maybe they'll feel like it's the right time. But this is someone that just can't bring themselves to do it just yet, even though you're never far from their thoughts. And the thing is that they are quite content with what is going on right now in their life. They contemplate a reconciliation, or at least a reunion. They think about you often. But they're quite happy with every other area in their life. But when it comes to you, it's all kinds of jumbly. Okay. What else for Pisces? What else for Pisces? The Sun. Well, that's the happiest card in the deck, and that's about resolution, things working out, forward movement, happy. The answer to how is yes. This is about things resolving and just a very happy, joyous time. So that I don't get in relation to this, because this feels like someone's going to be holding off from reaching out, even though they really want to, and you are very much still a part of them. They're going to make no outward movement to do that. They want to, but they're just, maybe it's fear. Maybe this is profound fear of connecting authentically with someone, or there's just too much uncertain and unknown, and they're terrified. So they don't do anything about how they feel, which leaves both of you left to kind of fend for yourself and figure out your own means of security. And yet we have the Sun here. That's interesting. Because it doesn't, it just seems like, okay, well, I guess we're going to do our own things then. I mean, is that what this is? What's this Sun about? This could be Leo. What else for Pisces? Perhaps this will help. What else for Pisces? What else for Pisces? Okay, so this is the Ten of Cups and the Chariot. The Sun, the Ten of Cups, and the Chariot. What the hell? Was this a misfire? Because I'm like, nope, they're not going to make a move. And yet we got the Sun, the Chariot, the Ten of Cups. This is positive resolution, happily ever after, things working out, forward movement, happy days. All very positive. If you want a reconciliation, this is it. If you want things to work out, this is it. These are the, I mean, we even have the Chariot here. This is saying that there's going to be reconciliation. There's going to be reunion. You're going to get what you want. There's a happily ever after. There's going to be successful, positive outcome, optimism, things working out, forward movement towards what you want, which is happily ever after. You got it. This reading feels like that's in suspension because somebody is still is going round and round and round about the way things ended. So I'm as lost as Big Dog on that one. It doesn't seem, especially with this right here, it doesn't seem to fit these three. So there we go. It could be Cancerian, could be Leo. So I hope this makes sense to you, because this is where it falls off for me. This all makes sense. This does not. This doesn't jive with the reading. So I hope for you, I mean, we've got happiness and contentment over here, but that's somebody in their own personal life. This is, when it comes to you, there's a lot of uncertainty and fear and feeling a certain way but not doing anything about it. And then we have this, which taking action for forward movement and resolution and very happy, positive time and happily ever after here. So, all right, that's where I leave it. I hope that makes sense to you, because that's where it fell off for me. It did this last bit right here. It seems weird. I hope this was helpful. I hope to see you in the next reading. I'm going to end it here, and then I'm going to clear the mat and go on to the next reading. You take care. What are you doing? What are you... Okay. Hello Pisces, if you're just joining, welcome. If you've stuck with this from the last reading, hi again. Welcome to your Should You Reach Out reading for July 10th through August 9th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommended reader shoutouts, which go to Stormy Grace, astrologer, and Suit of Cups Tarot. So love and support to them, and hopefully you get a chance to stop by and check them out and show them some love and support. Also shout out to Tyler's Tarot, who has been doing Should You Reach Out, Will You Reach Out for quite some time now. I have just recently worked it into my rotation, but I did and have seen him do this, and I just wanted to give credit where credit's due. This is my own spread. I made it, but you know, he does have a reading that asks the same question, so there you go. Credit where credit's due. Also, love and support to him. His link is in the description box below. If you get a chance, you can check him out as well. And then lastly, this could resonate as other than romantic. It's intended for a romantic read, but it could resonate like friendship, love, family, passion project, like work, career, that sort of thing. All right. So, Pisces, should you reach out? This is independent of the last reading as well. This doesn't, it's not like we need to take a look at, or it's not like this is offering a counterpart to that. This could be a completely separate reading for a different set of Pisces, different circumstances. Two of Swords, all right. The Devil, Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant, Knight of Wands, Two of Cups, Queen of Wands, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Empress. I got my little guy in here. It's not the underwear bringer. It's my other little guy, and he's very chatty tonight. So he keeps making these noises, and I'm trying to keep him from jumping up on the table. So, all right. So, what's this? What's this devil about here? Let's start with that. What's the devil about? What's the devil about? What's this Ace of Pentacles about? So we've got the Three of Swords there. Ouch, right? What's this Ace of Pentacles about? Pisces. What's this Ace of Pentacles about? Confusion. Oh, okay. They're... God bless it. Keep snagging my chair. I'm sorry. He squawks at me, and then I don't want him to snag the fabric or dig his claws in. What's this Hierophant about? This could be Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, Taurus again, Aries. What's this Hierophant about? Hierophant. Knight of Pentacles. So both of these are Taurus right here. You stop that. I can hear you back there. You stop that. I don't like that. I'm going to get the spray bottle now. It made me mad. Off you go. Oh, that was effective. He went 2 feet. So we've got their... it's like they're still grieving. It's like they're still grieving. Because they'd want to know how and what and why and what happened. This is someone that would... it's almost like they'd be terrified. Because they're still grieving and brokenhearted, and they haven't been able to quit it yet. They haven't been able to let go of it yet. And so, what's this Two of Cups? Oh, Pisces, this Two of Cups. Look at that unified love. They'd want you to initiate. They want you They're ready for you to reach out to them. They would want you to make an offer of security and stability. That's what this is about. And yet, if you were to reach out to them, they would want to know how and why, and is this going to be stable? And the juxtaposition starting to get weird here. Are you both on the same page? Why isn't this? What's this Two of Cups here? Look at that. Look at that. That's an ideal relationship. That's anything you want in a relationship and more. This is finding your fit emotionally and feeling like someone gets you and understands you and is kind and you matter, and it's not just that they try to placate you, it's that they anticipate their needs because they like you and they feel connected to you and they want to be with you. What's this Knight of Wands? They're going for it. They're on board with working things out. What's this Queen of Wands? But they'd want you, see this right here, this Queen of Wands with this Two of Pentacles is the same kind of energy as this Seven of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles right here. This is someone that wants you to be, if you were to reach out, they want you to be more secure than you are. They don't want you to have they don't want you to be the insecure one. They want to be able to ask questions and be like, well, how, why, what? But they don't want you to be that. They want to be like, okay, I want you to reassure me. That's what it is. I need you to be straight. If you're going to reach out, I want you to be straight about it. I want you to make everything okay. But I want you to have the answers to my questions about security and stability. And I want you to make the offer, and I want you to tell me how you're going to do that. I want you to make everything okay again, because they're really struggling with this ending. This is someone that just wants to go back to the way things were, and they're still very attached to what you two had. And just say the word and they'll want to work it out. So they do want a reconciliation. But they want to know that you're sure this time. They want to know that you've got a handle on how you're going to make it work and the security, all of that. What's this Five of Swords about for Pisces? This Five of Swords about for Pisces. Page of Pentacles. This is Four of Swords. This is Four of Swords. Okay, so this fell out here. Put that there. Seven of Pentacles, that fell out. This is Four of Swords. The Hermit. Contemplation. All right, Pisces. No, this is a no-fly zone. No reaching out for you. They want you to, but this is someone that if you did, I think they'd probably have an accident. They probably need to change their pants or something, because I think it would shock them. I also think that they're still very emotionally invested and tied up in this, and they can't see the forest for the trees. There's been probably no communication, no anything, and it would be quite the surprise if you did reach out. Should you? No. You need to think about what you want more, because they're really going to want to grill you on security and, well, how are we going to do this? Well, what about this? Well, because they're probably, that was probably the issue, wasn't it? That there was a lack of stability and security, and that's the one thing that they're going to be asking you about. What's this Empress about? This is not for you to reach out to this person as much as they want it. They just, it's almost like, you know how you're progressing through an ending of a relationship or whatever, and you get to that point where, okay, you're so used to being in pain for so long that you get to this point where it's like the halfway mark, and you're like, okay, so it hurts to think about him, it hurts to not think about him. at some point you realize that while I'm hurting over this person and I'm missing them and I'm pining away from them coming back would not make it any better, because now I have trust issues. I would never be able to have the faith that I had. I would never be able to go back to that innocent love where I was fulfilled and it was all. Now there's all these questions of trust, reliability, security. Are you still going to get triggered by this, that sort of thing? And it's a very fragile place to be. That's where this person is. They still miss you, but then reconciling would just be make them feel more insecure. It wouldn't make them feel secure, you coming back and making everything right. It would actually make them feel more insecure, because they've been hurting over it, and yet you returning would only compound that hurt now, because they have no stability or trust. That's what it is. It's like that saying, you can't go home again. You know, you can never return to what you once were when. Well, I mean, you can, but like for this, it's like this is innocence lost right here. This is someone that is probably not capable of feeling very secure in a romantic attachment with you, no matter what you did. So your job is to stand down. Stand down. Because they're trying to find ways. They have no idea that you are even thinking about it, if you are. Looks like this is just no communication, no anything. Someone's probably just kind of trying to survive, trying to make decisions for their best interest, starting over, or baby steps, right? Kind of trying to move towards what they want, because for the longest time it was being back together with you, but then a reconciliation would almost serve to their detriment, because it'd be like they'd want so many assurances. Nope, can't do that. So that leaves you not reaching out to them, because both of you are better served by you not doing that. You definitely need more time to think about things and figure out what you want, if this is even what you'd want. And it looks like it's you know what I thought when I saw this? Honestly, I thought miscarriage, which is not in line at all with what I was just talking about. So there's that, obviously. This looks like miscarriage, just fine, whatever. Anyway, back to the reading. That's horrible, I'm sorry. So back to the reading. Your job is to stand down, not reach out. It could be codependent at this point. The person won't handle it well. They need more time, and you need more time. They're still too much connected to this in a not healthy way. More time needs to be in between the both of you. Reaching out. And this right here, that could be Taurus or Virgo, Taurus. But this is like I was saying, that you can't go home again. You can't go back to what once was. That connection that you have with this person, that's over. You two might be able to become friends or something else, but as far as reaching out to reestablish that connection, even though there's a love there, something's not right. They can't, but neither one of you, it looks like, are able to feel the way you once felt, or to trust, or to have that safety and security in that. It went from this to being codependent, unhealthy. Something went wrong, because it wouldn't be this hard for you two to get back together if it was right. There wouldn't be all these reservations and this fear. You both are kind of in the same place. Because here you are being indecisive, and here they are going, well, what about this? What about this? And here you are going, I don't know. No, honestly, no. They're starting to make baby steps towards their independence, their finding their feet, that sort of thing. Let it lie. Leave it alone. Kind of makes me sad, though, because it's like, oh, look at this, and then, oh God, like it's like something happened to where you can't go back. They want to, but then you'd show up on their doorstep and they need to change their pants afterwards or something. I mean, they'd just be terrified, and you don't have the answers that they need. Okay, all right. This right here is about like finding the answers within, which would, you know, serve them well, but looks like you both need to just take another minute here. What else for Pisces? What else for Pisces? Relationship in crisis. So on its face, this is about someone not being accountable, or there was always something in the way of the relationship getting off the ground and kind of blossoming, being happy, harmonious, connected. And so it could be that that's what the issue was before, but it also feels like that's what the issue would be now, is that there'd be something unanswered. There'd be questions unanswered. There'd be somebody feeling like they still want someone else to be accountable, but this type of thing feels like it's insurmountable to them. Like, how do you sit there and ask someone for recompense emotionally for what you've gone through because you've been in so much pain over this? How do you ever trust a person again? Can you even ask something like that reasonably so? You know what I mean? Like, the view of, one of the views of this is that somebody's not accountable for their actions, therefore I have to be. And a relationship is in crisis because of that, because somebody just won't take responsibility. And, you know, it's the whole, somebody's out having a good time with their friends and family, and the other one's slaving over a hot stove at home, providing for the kids and cleaning or whatever. I mean, interchange gender there, but like, just one person's living it up, the other person just can't be bothered. Sorry. The other person is living it up and can't be bothered. The other person is doing all the responsible stuff, right? So that's that whole piece of like not being accountable. Well, that it feels like this lack of accountability, lack of being on the same page, is what is standing in the way from this being harmonious and blossoming, and you two connecting and resolving this and working things out and seeing eye to eye. This person's lack of faith and trust right now, no matter how bad they want to hear from you, to talk to you, whatever, is getting in the way of them being able to connect with anybody, really. They're really going through it as far as trying to understand what the heck happened. Yeah, this one. What else for Pisces? Oopsie. What else for Pisces? Oh, I did not want to see that. That's the world. Remember earlier when I said let it lie? And because this person is just starting to kind of make some progress and make some sound decisions for themselves, moving forward, baby steps. Don't interfere with that. Just let the ending stand. No reaching out. No movement forward. It's kind of sad, you know? I mean, it's kind of, because look at this right here. That's just, there's a love there. What else for you, Pisces? What else? Pisces. What else for Pisces? Five of Pentacles reversed, Queen of Swords reversed. So it could be amplified that Five of Pentacles, well, that's disconnect, isn't it? So the yeah, this is that baby steps I was talking about. This is kind of starting to come out of that despondent, sad, disconnected, needing just somebody give me something feeling. And perhaps the Queen of Swords sometimes is the bitch card that takes no prisoners, and they can be ruthless and cold-hearted and all that, and on a mission and angry and, you know, fine. But that's not all that she is. Just pointing that out. Or, you know, the Queen could be Libra. So we've got recovering, starting to recover from feeling that disconnect, starting to kind of bounce back. You see that here. And then the Queen of Swords reversed. The Queen of Swords reversed. This could be someone that's still quite emotional about what's happened. It could be someone feeling like they no longer need to be kind of on the warpath, or having to know all the answers. This is someone that's starting to recover from that. That's starting to kind of poke their head out of the cave that they've been in for a while, and they don't need the assurances. They don't need to be like they used to be. It's almost like the light at the end of the tunnel is getting a little bit brighter for them. So I don't know if that's you, or it feels like it's this person, but this could also be you, just kind of starting to not need this so much, or not place so much importance on a reconciliation, which kind of feels like them. It doesn't feel like you, because you're just like showing up to see, is it a good idea if I reach out or not? Or I don't think it's that intense for you. I feel like this is more about them starting to finally turn a corner with all that's transpired and happened and how they feel and everything. And I think that's why this is about, for now at least, you need to let it lie. If you wanted to reach out, now's not the time. You need to stand down, because it wouldn't do any good for them. It would probably send them into a tailspin. All right, shutting up. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, Pisces. I wish you luck with this. I'm sad for your person. Honestly, I feel like you're like, well, I just wanted to know, thanks, whatever. But I feel like your person's just like, somebody give me something, and it's been a long process for them. So, okay. Or at least they've taken it pretty hard. I do hope to see you in the next reading, though. I thank you for stopping by. You take care.